there, Chef Tom here with an episode of Something Out of Nothing. Just got back from a beautiful morning outside and I'm hungry for a snack. I found some spring roll wrappers. I'm going to poke around in the fridge and see what I can't do to put together some spring rolls today. Rummaging around, found some fresh ginger, always a good thing. A little bit of red bell pepper, work with that, and a little bit of this crab classic. Usually keep some of that around. It's great for, I usually have it cocktail style, but today I'm going to put it in my spring roll. Got some radishes that I've been keeping in the fridge. Chop those up for some crunch and a little bit of kick. And a little bit of green leaf lettuce here. You can add that in there. Of course, we'll be using some spring roll wrappers. Soak those in water. And then we got some cellophane noodles. Soak those and use those as well. So that's what I got to work with. I'm going to get this prepped up and be back in a second. I'm going to start by cutting up a little ginger here. Just use the knife to peel the edges off. I think you've probably all seen me do this before. And ginger's so yummy, it's great for your digestion and gives a nice kick, nice Asian flair to anything you're going to use it. I always like to just slice it in the direction it grows. Real thin in one direction and stack up those little pieces, cut them again. I'm going in the direction it grows because there's fibers that run through the ginger and it's just a lot easier to cut this way, and you end up with a nicer piece, easier to work with. Okay, I'm going to give the same treatment to this radish here. Just going to start by slicing it in one direction, pretty thin, and then stack those up, slice them again. It's called a julienne cut, probably familiar with that. And between the ginger and the radish here, we're going to have some nice crunch and a little bit of kick in these spring rolls that we're putting together here. Got a few little bell pepper, add some of that in there just because I've got it, and give some color. Get the rib part out of there, and just real thin. I'm going to leave this long, and we'll just wrap those into the spring rolls. Okay. What else we got here? Oh yeah, a little bit of lettuce. Going to cut that real fine. Make these spring rolls complete. Lots of veggies, and then of course our wonderful crab classic, basically pollock, and yeah, it's a little bit on the processed side, but not real bad. A little bit of sodium, just an easy thing to keep around the house, and instead of shrimp, which is what you normally would put in a spring roll, we're going to use some of this. Looks like shrimp, tastes like shrimp, but it's not shrimp. And just a couple of pieces of that. Again, I'm going to just give it a nice slice, cut, and that'll be ready to go. I've got my rice paper soaking and my cellophane noodles soaking. That'll be the next step. Okay, so basically, if you start soaking your rice noodles as soon as you walk in the kitchen, this whole project's going to take about, maybe 15 minutes or so. Start by putting a little bit of those in there. Put some of this crab that we've got. I'm going to put this on the edge here with a nice orange part showing. And the rice noodles, a little bit of fresh ginger, a little bit of radish. Give it some zip. A little bit of fresh, but it's kind of like making a sushi roll, but I'm improvising. So got a little bit of lettuce here, and I've also got some cilantro. I keep this in the refrigerator all the time, just like this, the whole bunch plunked in a little bit of water, covered with a bag, and it stays fresh for maybe up to 10 days, at least a week. I hear people all the time say I put my cilantro in the refrigerator, and within 2 days it was black and icky and I didn't want to use it. So that's a good way to store cilantro. And I'm going to put a few little sprigs of that in there next to the shrimp, quote unquote. Roll this bad little boy up, fold the ends in, and there we go. We got a spring roll. Got some Mayploy sweet chili sauce here to dip in, and also found a little bit of jar of Thai peanut satay sauce, so that'll be yummy. And of course, you got to have a healthy beverage with your lunch snack. This here is kombucha, fermented tea with live probiotic cultures. So that's really a good healthy thing to have around the house. There you go. Came in, scratched my head. What am I going to make for a snack? Looked around, and that's what I came up with.